So we were taking SQL interview question and answer. So we'll take a few more. What is a constraint? If you see the meaning of constraint is means restricting something or applying some restriction. So constraint can be used to specify a limit on the data type of a table. So constraint can be specified while creating and altering the table. So you put that restrictions and sample of a constraint can be the constraint can be null, not null. That the value has to have some value. It cannot be left null. Check, default, unique. If the constraint is that this particular column or that field, it will be a primary key or a foreign key. These are the constraints. What is data integrity? What is data integrity? Data integrity deals with the accuracy and consistency. Accuracy means data should be accurate and consistent all the time. No two user should view the value or the data. The values should not be different if they view them concurrently or one after the other. It should be accurate and consistent. So data integrity defines the accuracy and consistency of data which is stored in the database. It can also define the integrity constraints. Again, we know about the constraints. Integrity means the data has to be accurate and consistent. To enforce business rule on the data when it is entered into application or database. So when you are entering or you are feeding the data inside your database, then this integrity or data integrity plays an important or vital role to keep your data or database accurate and consistent. Next is what is auto increment. Increment means increasing, auto means automatically. So auto increment, this is a keyword. This allows the user to create a unique number to be generated when a new record is inserted into the table. So whenever you are inserting a table, this may be your responsibility to add a number also as the say serial number kind of thing. But auto increment will do it for you. So auto increment keyword they are used in Oracle, and identity keyword can be used in this SQL Server. So these are two different databases where you can have auto increment as the keyword. Here in SQL Server you can apply the identity, and mostly this keyword can be used whenever you have a primary key which is employed. What is the difference between a cluster and a non-cluster index? See that index can be sequential, cluster or non-cluster. So cluster, first we'll talk about the clustered index. This is used for easy retrieval of data from the database by altering the ways that the records are stored. Okay. So database sorts out rows by the column which is said to be clustered index. While in a non-clustered index, this case, index does not alter the way it was stored. In this, altering the way the records are stored is possible, clustered index, but in non-clustered index, it does not alter the way it was stored but creates a complete separate object within the table. It points back to the original table rows after searching. Next is what is data warehouse. Data warehouse. Consider a large, big, giant shed, right? That you find in an airport. You have a hangar. So all the data is kept there. Now you want to search. You go to that data warehouse and you search the data. Data warehouse is like that only. It is a central repository of data from multiple sources of information. So these data are first consolidated, they are transformed, and then they are made available for the mining and online processing. So data mining and OLTP, these are all related with the data warehouse. So warehouse data have a subset of data which are called as data marts. What is self-join? Self-join is said to be a query which is used to compare to itself. Compare to itself, we use self-join. So this is used to compare values in column with other values in the same column in the same table. Now you have a column. Okay, this is a table. Now you want to compare. Say you have to find the maximum of these values, or you have to search or find out and search two values of the same column. How are you going to do that? For that you use the self-join. So aliases can be used for the same table comparison, like S dot and P dot, like this. Same column name will be same. What is a cross join? Cross join defines a Cartesian product where number of rows in the first table multiplied by the number of the rows in the second table. This is cross join. So if just for instance, where clause is used to in this cross join, then the query will work like an inner join. There are inner join, there are outer join, etc. What is user defined functions? The functions which user define, you can create functions. There are functions which are given by the language, or you can say the package, but the user defined functions are functions written to use that logic whenever required. So it is not necessary to write the same logic several times. Um, by doing that, it is better idea to write instead of function that can be called and executed whenever needed. What are all types of user defined functions? So there are three categories types of user defined functions: scalar functions, inline table valued functions, multi statement valued functions. Scalar returns unit, variant define the return clause. Other two types return table as a return. So here you get a table. What is collation? Collation. Collation. See, let me first tell you about this, then I'll give an example. So collation is defined as a set of rules. These are set of rules to determine how character data. Now we are talking about the character data. So this is to determine how character data can be sorted and compared. Now you have a string or character data. You want to compare them, to sort them. So this can be used to compare A and the other language characters, and all. It also depends on the width of the character. So ASCII value can be used to compare these character data. This is the collation. What are different types of collation sensitivity? So these are the types of collation sensitivity. Case sensitivity, like these are uh, they both are A, but one is uppercase, one is smaller case. Accent sensitivity, kana sensitivity, like Japanese kana characters. Bit sensitivity, since you can have single byte character also and double byte character also. What are the advantages and disadvantages of stored procedure? Stored procedure. Procedure are nothing but the set of instruction you will store, save to at certain event you want to you would like to execute them. So stored procedure can be used as a modular programming, which means creating once and storing and then calling for several times whenever it is required. So this supports the faster execution instead of executing multiple queries. This is the idea of stored procedure. So this will reduce your network traffic and provide better security to the data. Right? Disadvantage is that it can be executed only in the database and utilizes more memory in the database server. This is the disadvantage. What is OLTP, online transaction processing? OLTP, or online transaction processing. This manages the transaction based application, which can be used for data entry and easy retrieval processing of data. Data entry and easy retrieval processing of data. So this processing, it will make makes the things, the transactions, they are made simple and efficient. So it is faster, more accurate results giving, and quite less expensive with respect to if you talk about this OLTP. They are very good. For example, bank transactions on daily basis. So these are the one of the indication of your online transaction processing. Next is, what is a clause? Clause. SQL clause. A clause is defined to limit the result set by providing condition to the query. So you provide a condition, that is, you use a SQL clause. So this usually filters some rows from the whole set of records. So you want some specified information, you get from a clause. For example, a query that has where condition, query that is having condition. These are all clauses having where. What is a recursive stored procedure? We have seen the stored procedure. Now, what is recursive stored procedure? When a stored procedure is going to call itself until it reaches some certain exit condition or a boundary condition, this is a recursive stored procedure. So this recursive function or a procedure helps programmer to use the same set of code any number of times. What is union, minus, and interact command? See, union operator is used to combine the result of two tables. Okay, and it eliminates the duplicate also from the tables. Minus means this minus operator is used to return rows from the first query but not from the second query. Minus provided from this table but not from this table. So matching records of the first and the second query and other rows from the first query will only be displayed as a result not from the second table. Intersect operator, it is used to return rows written by both the queries, first query and second query. What is alias? Alias is multiple naming command. Alias name can be given to a table or a column. See, the alias name can be referred in the where clause to identify a table or a column. So you can use, say, if you have a column, say salary. Okay, salary. You can use s dot salary. You can compare it with t dot salary. So these are the t dot salary. These are the aliases. For example, you have st dot student id. You can have a result from student st, and for example, as ex, you can have st dot student id is equal to ex dot student id. So this st and ex, they are the aliases here. Okay, st refers to the alias name for the student table, and ex refers to the alias name of the exam table. What is the difference between truncate and drop statement? Truncate will remove all the rows from the table, and it cannot be rolled back. You cannot roll back the truncate command. Drop, on the other hand, removes a table from the database, and then you can roll back. This cannot be rolled back. Sorry. Again, this operation cannot be rolled back. What are aggregate and scalar function? Aggregate functions, like you want to compute the average, the minimum, the maximum, or the sum. So aggregate functions are used to evaluate the mathematical calculation. It will return the single value, and this can be calculated from the columns in a table, while the scalar function return a single value based on the input value. For example, aggregate would be maximum, a count. So this will calculate with respect to a numeric value, while scalar will like uppercase, and now this will give you a string you pass. It will give you uppercase. So this is calculated. So the next question: how to fetch common records from two tables? Common records result set can be achieved by fetch common records from two tables. Select student ID from student, intersect, then select student ID from exam. This is an example of how you can fetch common record from the two tables. How to fetch alternate records from a table? Records can be fetched from both odd and even row numbers. So alternate records, to display even numbers, you can have select student ID from select. These are the row values. Where mod, you are using the modulus. Row number comma 2 equal to 0, and to display odd, you are just using row number comma 2 equal to 1. So you will get an even and odd record, alternate records. And you can just say from select row number student ID from student, where mod row number by 2 is equal to 1 dot. You can have any query like this. This is how the main theme of this question is this one. Okay, how to select a unique records from a table? If you want to select unique, you use the distinct keyword. So selecting unique records from a table by using distinct keyword. So select distinct ID. These are the column from student. What is the command used to fetch first five characters from the string? You have a string. You are provided with a string. You want to fetch the first 5 characters. So there are many ways to fetch 5 characters from the string. You can have a substring function like student name comma 1 comma 5 as student from student. These are all imaginary, column name and the table name. Okay. The other option to choose the 5 character will be write student name comma 5 as student name from student. So this will be fetching the first 5 characters from the string. Which operator is used in query for pattern matching? You use like operator. Like, you can use the underscore also. You can use the percent sign. So this percent matches 0 or more characters. Percent means 0 or more characters. Underscore means it will be matching exactly 1 character. Like operator you will use. After that you will use this for the pattern matching. For example, select star from or select all from student where student name like is how you use a star. So it will give you all the name which will start from A. And in the second query, select star from student where student name like AMI this. So this will give you Amin and Amit. This will give, so all these names it is going to give. So these were few more questions on the database in SQL. So this ends the question answer session. Thank you so much. Take care.